Welcome to TORAH Talk. I am your host, William Hall, broadcasting live out of Kingsland, Texas, USA, with episode number 22 of Testimony Tuesdays. Tonight, a special guest, Moshe Loth, a Holocaust survivor. Welcome to the show, my dear friend. I know we've all been looking forward to getting this testimony out for quite some time, with my schedule and yours being so busy. It's been a game of cat and mouse, I guess you could say. But it looks like we finally have you here, and you finally have me here, and I think we're going to be able to pull this off. So how are you?
Pretty good. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, I'll tell you what, I just had to tell everybody how you and I met. Went to Houston when Rabbi Tovia Singer had gone this last go-around, and to Nativ, where Rod Bryant, and met a lot of people there, and I met this fine young man.
Keep talking.
No extra brownie points for doing that, but hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a real pleasure talking with you. You know, and you only told me just enough to tempt me to whet my curiosity on what really happened with your life as a young child, and so that's what we're going to explore. And then also we'll proceed a little further as far as finding out what happened after the concentration camp and how that impacted your life and your journey as a Jew. So, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, anyway, my name is Moshe Loth, and I was born in a place called Stuart, lies in Baltic Sea in Poland. When my mother was 3 months pregnant, she was arrested by Gestapo at Gdańsk, and she was put in a camp, Stuart, that lies by maybe 40, 50 kilometers from Gdańsk, Poland, and that's a death camp. And she was pregnant with me 3 months, and from there she was released and put on Tigenhof Hospital for experimentation. I have no clue what they did, but later on, through an investigation, that hospital killed thousands and thousands of children on an experiment. But for some reason, I survived, and she was then put on a train, and I imagine going towards Auschwitz, because 1943, they were liberated, and the Russians coming in, and the Germans went south, and she wound up in a place called Toruń, Poland. And what happened over there, when she was at a train station, she had me in her arm, and there was a Polish lady, and she went to her and she said, "Could you take this child and I'll be back for him?" She spoke the language, and so that Polish lady took me and my mother flee, and I was left behind. And that's where the hell began right after that, because the Polish lady come up with a child in a town like Toruń, Poland. Everybody knew each other, and so she said she took a child for babysitting or whatever. I have no clue. But then after that, she became my mama. And when I start growing up, and all of a sudden find out, the Russians come asking for papers, and my papers was German, German Jew, and hers were Polish, and they took me away from her and they put me in orphanages. And that's where the torture began. And we, as a Jewish children, we were not fed, we were abused, we were raped, beaten, and tortured. Many occasions, and there was another little girl named Star, and me and her was together because I call her Star because she has Star of David on her shirt.
Oh.
It's exactly the same as I did,
Right.
And when you see the pictures of us together, when I show our testimony, then you see that me and her always have a Star of David, And the other kids, the German kids, have like a leather hosen. The little girls have nice dresses, but we have a gray uniform. We usually been constantly abused by the Russian soldiers, and we have to work on the fields and the sugar beets and whole, those big heavy sugar beets and throw in the wagons and our feet and we're all, from walking in the mud and all of that, because we didn't have any much clothes and they didn't feed us well.
Hey,
And then my Polish matka always came and helped me, always brought a little food. She tried to take me constantly back. And eventually she got a pass so I could come home with her, me and Stas. She always got us both together. And she took us to the doctors, and the doctors couldn't believe,
right.
what happened. They sew us up, without anesthesia. Imagine the pain
Oh my
was,
God.
was beyond.
Moshe,
And
Moshe, we just
go
got a
ahead.
caller. Do you want to? Let's go ahead and take this caller and find out what their question is real quick, and then we'll pick right back up on your story. So just kind of remember where you're at,
Sure.
and then so caller, welcome to the show. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Jonathan, and I'm from New Jersey.
Hey, Jonathan, how are you?
I'm just wondering, do you really think Hitler did nothing wrong? I don't think he did.
You don't think Hitler did nothing wrong? Of course he did wrong.
Not
He
really.
wanted to exterminate us. Thousands and thousands of children. That's not including adults.
I
You're
don't think so.
talking mass murder.
Right.
Of course that he wanted to do it.
Boy,
Wow.
I can't imagine anybody thinking that he didn't do anything wrong. That just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Well, that's what it's becoming right now. That's really what's happening in the society. History repeating itself because we forgot the history.
Right. Unbelievable. Sorry, go ahead with your
So
story.
anyway, this Matka, she took me and took us, and she tried to provide us with the food, but they always came and took us to different orphanages. And then this one, especially when I was going to talk about, is Białchowo, and they took us and we work hard and we wash clothes and work on the fields, and same thing at night. The Russians came, the soldiers got drunk, drinking and so forth, and the same thing, rapes and beaten and torture. Same exactly, night after night. Imagine as a child, just like this little girl was bleeding from all ends, and same thing with boys. And she was holding me and I was holding her, and we cried to one another, And we was wondering why my parents don't love me, why my mama don't want to come and get us, And that's always was in my heart, because this Polish matka tries so hard. She even tried to adopt us, but the court says no, or there always was, we didn't have enough money to do it. And as time went by, just constantly, then we went to another Catholic church orphanage. That's where the priests and the nuns abused us as well. And just like, it's exactly what's happening today. The church abusing children as well, especially the orphans, those who don't have any parents to go to and complain and tell them what happened. So we were raped as well. I never forget this nun grabbed me by the ear and lift me up. And you should see the ears ripped. I got scars, even up to date, never gets healed. There's a lot of times they're just bleeding or something, and she lifted me up and just hit me over the head, and I just went right on the cement. And I bled. And then she took me to her room and she abused me. That's how it happened. Same thing, the priest. And there was continued that night after night. And lucky that the Polish matka had a brother. He was a partisan soldier. And he took me up. He almost tried to kill him. But he took me away from there and they put me to my matka, to my Polish matka. And she tried the best, just... She sold her soul. I'm not talking. She sold her soul for food to just try to help me and that little girl. And then one day there was a knock on the door, and there comes the Russians. There comes the soldiers and the Polish soldiers as well, and they're taking me away from her and the star as well. And as we walking to the place. They told us that we're going to the train station. And then all of a sudden you hear like a pistol pop. Pow! They decide executing the children because they knew too much. And as I go approaching close and close, and I see Star, and she's got it by the neck, Mongolian troop. And they put a pistol in the mouth. And all of a sudden the explosion. Woof.
Oh my God.
And now it's my turn. He grabs me by the neck, and the Polish matka tears the clothes off. She said, take me. Would you do that? Would you lay your life for some strange child? She said, take me, let him live. And then the commander said something, and he threw me on the ground, and I was laying beside Star. She was dead, but the eyes was focused on me, blood coming out of her mouth. And they followed my matka home, and they raped her, and they raped her, and they raped her. That's what matka's supposed to do. That's what mother is for. But she was not my mother. She didn't have to do that. She did it because she made commitment. But she will take care of me until my real mother come home and pick me up. And then the Russian soldier told her, take this kid. And she was as well bleeding. But she took me and take care of me. She was riding to Red Cross. She was riding to Jugendamt. All of those places in Europe, they were announcing in the radios. They were looking for my mother. They couldn't find her. Because my mother got married to American soldier, black soldier. And she was living in a base in Baumholder, Germany. And then eventually the Red Cross found her because she was leaving for the United States and she couldn't leave the child behind. So she and they sent the packages and try to bring me back to Germany. And that was Ordeal because we didn't have enough money to travel from Toronto to Warsaw because that's where the embassy was. And we had to do the papers and they spelled my name wrong and they sent me back and forth. We were hitchhiking. And then finally we got the visa. And they put us on a train and we went. We arrived in East Germany. The train stopped, everybody out. They're going through papers. My papers was wrong. They sent us back. And it went for a couple months like that. That woman was financially broke. And then we arrived to Berlin. And now I have to cross that line from East Germany to West Germany in Berlin. And as I was walking, two black soldiers grabbed me. I never seen black person my entire life. I got scared because in Poland, I remember when the Russians came every time on a funeral procession, soldier died, they grabbed us, made us kiss the dead body, and they put us in a casket, closed the casket, and they beat on it. Do you imagine what that did for me? The nightmares after nightmares to lay in a dead body as a child. And now I see the black soldier grab me because the soldiers always told us in the churches, you see this angel, you're going to go to hell because your father sinned because we killed this Jesus. I didn't ever knew who he was. And now this soldier hold me. And I was screaming, Matka, Matka, come. And Matka didn't have a visa, only thing she was waving goodbye. It broke my heart that she don't even imagine. She was everything to me. This Polish lady gave her life for me. And then they took me to PX. They bought bananas, oranges, all of this good stuff that I never have. I didn't know even how to eat banana or orange. Because there was nothing in Poland. We ate potato soups, we ate bread, and that was it. And now the soldier gave me all of this, and he bought a big box of chocolate candy filled with schnapps. You know what schnapps is, right?
I think so. Like
80% proof.
Yeah, like liqueur. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, that's
right.
what it was.
Gotcha.
And then they put me in a Jeep, and we drove from Berlin, from West Berlin, all the way to Munich. We have to drive through East Germany. I had a short pants. I got pictures of all that, and I showed, you know.
Wow.
And then we're driving in the middle of winter. I'm freezing. And now this soldier give me bananas. I didn't know what to do with it. And he's showing me, eat, boy, eat. That's the first thing and he says, okay. Now, the first thing I understood, okay, eat. But I didn't know how. So I squeezed the banana and took a bite. Banana flew on the other hand.
Oh.
I had a mouthful of skin.
Right.
They were laughing, you know. I didn't know why. Now they give me orange. I thought it was an apple, so I took a bite. Oh, did you ever taste orange with the skin?
Right.
It's bitter.
Bitter, right.
And then they put bags of candy in the back. We're driving on Autobahn. And at that time, there was a designated area where the soldier can stop, otherwise they will open fire. So we're riding in that Jeep in the middle of winter. You know, the top is down, the heat is hardly work. Now I'm starting eating the candy. Oh, it was good. The first bite, it just warmed me up. Matter of 5-6 minutes, the half a box was gone. My shoes was start sweating all of a sudden. I didn't know what was happening. Instead of 2 black soldiers, I see 6. And my head spinning.
Oh, boy.
And my stomach going blue, because I ate a few bananas and a few oranges, and I never have anything in my stomach, and I never have this thing before. The first thing I was going like, you know, from side to side, and I says, I have to go to Obligati, proszę. And he says, what? You don't understand me. He said, boy, what you saying? You know. I said, I have to go to Obligati, that means to go to the bathroom. But he can't understand me because my stomach going blue. Now imagine you have to go. There's no place we can stop. We're already driving, and I have to go. So I said, please, you know, proszę, panie, proszę. He cannot understand me. Please. Only thing he says, okay, boy, okay. Now I'm thinking, okay, banana, okay, orange. Okay, all of this, so maybe it's okay to go in the bathroom here. Now comes the diarrhea. There comes the smell. Now imagine what the soldiers, the first thing the black soldier, in the, you know, that's on the driver's seat, first thing he does go, right. You know, and he go again and again. He looks like a white man from all his puking. And the other one stick his hair out of the window. His hair was solid frozen. Was just like icicles. Just like an icicle.
Wow.
And, you know, and as we arrived to Munich, and first thing they say, they will never pick up another refugee. They took me to the hospital. They checked me in the hospital for a week and said, I'm normal, I'll be normal, and all of this, you know, did I have any diseases, all that. And now was time reunion with my mother. Real mother. I didn't want to meet her. I even told the translator, I don't want it. I want my matka because she was my mom. I said, I don't know this lady. And she said, you have mother, the real mother, and she wants you. And when she come in, I didn't know what to say to her. She was crying, she was weeping. Imagine, you don't understand her language. Only thing I spoke was Polish, a little bit Russian. That was it. And she speak English and German. So what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Only thing, she cried and wept. And then something happened because she only could do and show me her body. Imagine mother exposing herself to a child. No, that's not what it was. She showed me her scars. She showed me tattoos. She showed me the beatings she had. And then I understood she had this.
Let me call him back. We just lost him. Give me 1 second. There we go. I think I got you back again.
And so only thing she could do, embrace me and I embrace her. She cried and I cried. I didn't know understood what we would say. Now it's time to meet my family. I saw 2 little girls coming in. I said, they're not mine. You know, and all of a sudden a big black man standing there. I got scared. I got scared again. Because I said, this is not my family. But we become friends. I play with my sisters. There was no communication, just a sign language. You know, I took them for a walk. And then I approached the anti-Semitism in Germany again. People made fun out of us as I walked. They looked at me kind of funny. Every time me and my mama and the kids went to store, people always look at us because there was black children. The racism is all over the world. I don't care what anybody tell me.
Right.
And then I want to go to school in Germany. And I go with the little kids and they're throwing cans at me. They call me the Dumme Polak. I mean, Dom Polak. Because I didn't understand the German language. But I said, I'm a German. Look, I have a German passport. No, you're a dumb Polak because I speak Polish. And then they told us that we're going to move to America. So we came 1959 to the United States. I never forget, September 7th, we arrived here and they put us on a train. We went south. Soon as I stepped on that platform, I knew there's something going to happen. Imagine you arrive and first thing you are welcomed by the Ku Klux Klan.
Right.
Because 1959, black and white was not acceptable. There comes the spitting. There comes the beatings. Every place I went to school, right away, I'm at the end lover. If I go to black school, I get kicked by 6, 7 guys because I'm a white. What am I supposed to do? I couldn't understood. I didn't understood the language. What did I did wrong? What happened to me? When I was in Poland, the Russian soldiers knocked my teeth out. I didn't have any teeth in the back, and now I'm getting kicked, but both sides.
Unbelievable.
I want to end it. But they told us we're going to move to Fort Raleigh, Kansas. And then we moved to Oklahoma and then Fort Raleigh, Kansas. And it got better. But my stepfather became alcoholic, become abusive. Started abusing us. So then I stepped in because he tried to abuse my little sisters and he took a chain to me and he beat the hell out of me.
Oh boy.
I ran away from home. And I walk. I want to go back to Poland. To my Polish matka. I didn't care if they're going to kill me or not. I want to be with her. And then I was picked up by the sheriff. His name was Sheriff Daniel in Lexington, Missouri. And another man with him was Ike Skelton.
He's got a little bit of a weak signal there, so it's been dropping a few times. So just be patient with us. We'll get him right back again. That's horrible. Still can't believe the guy that called in. That's just... And then to see the stuff that was going on YouTube, I had to block like 4 people. Unbelievable. Okay, now he's not answering, so he must really have some internet stuff going on there. I will tell you what, really interesting. We're going to keep this thing going for a few minutes. I want to see if we can get him back. I really would hate to lose this interview at the stage that it's in now. He and we'll get to this shortly. Also, he has written the book. Okay, let's see if we got you now. All right, there we go. Go right ahead. Okay.
And the families helped me, especially Tolman family. They're the one who helped me the most. For the first time I go to school, they teach me how to drive. I got to work. I work on a farm. And Ike Skelton told the government, whoever, that I will stay, and I got the visa to stay in the United States. And he helped me as well. And there were good people who could take care of me and give me hope. And then came the draft. And then, again, I didn't know what was happening to me. Come home, everybody hates you because you were a soldier. I want to see my mother. I went to the base and my mother's gone. I didn't know where she was anymore. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to do or where to go. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have family. Then I got married. Got divorced. Got married again. And got a divorce. Then I met a woman in Florida. She was married before, and she took me as I was. We've been married for 31 years. We have yours, mine, and ours, 8 children, grandchildren, 14 right now. But yet still I was so hungry to find my family, So I found my sisters. And they told me Mama was in a death camp and all of this. I blocked everything from my mind because I remember only the orphanages. So we went back researching. It took everything we have. We have to find the truth. And then one day, the Red Cross of the United States sent us a letter. She said, your mother was arrested in such and such a place. She was put in a death camp, and we went over to visit that death camp. And then you pull your papers on it. And you don't know what that does for you. When I find out, I said, so what, I am Jew? Yeah, I'm a Jewish. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to change because I grew up as a Christian. Because when I was in the United States, people used to make fun out of me. Oh, you are German, but you speak Polish. When I say I'm Polish people say, no, you're not Polish because you got German passport. What am I supposed to do? Many times people ask me where I'm from. I say I'm from Greenland. What they have in Greenland? Oh, we have palm trees and swimming pools and all of that. And yet the people understand Greenland is nothing but ice. So I went and visit one time Greenland. And I couldn't believe it, what story I was saying. But at least the story let me go from being Polak or being German. And then my children growing up. And they wondered where from. So I said, I'm Jewish. And they didn't want to accept it because in school they got harassed. They even made a hacking cross in the school for the kids. That's how cruel people are. And yet we survive. And yet I research more. And every time I research, so I want to go now I tell the Christian people, because I become a speaker, I educate on Holocaust. And then I tell the people, Christian people, that I'm going to study Judaism. I want to know my roots. I want to know where I came from. What am I? And you should see the punishment I got. You wouldn't believe it. I flew in a plane for speaking engagement. And all of a sudden I step out of the plane, changing the plane, I'm getting telephone call. Mr. Loth, because you believe in Judaism, you're not welcome in our church. And I was in one of the places, and my daughter lives there in Phoenix, Arizona, and man in Texas calls me, Mr. Loth, I have 6 speaking engagement. You are canceled because what is your belief? And I only talk not about my belief. I don't speak on JC. I don't speak on Messiah. I'm not speaking only my testimony about the Holocaust. And I educate people on the Holocaust. So they cancel us. Then we got nasty letters. Hitler didn't finish the job. You know what that does? You know what it does to children? And it's painful. And it's so painful that it's beyond. Therefore, I won't study. So I will go on and study. I'm going to study Hebrew. I'm going to study Torah. I'm going to study all of those things, all the different rabbis. And then, since my daughter become archaeologist, she's a master archaeologist, her husband is professor in England. And then I start researching more about all of those things, about Rome, especially about Rome. And what I find out, I said, no more. Right. I will study only Hebrew. Because everything I knew the Bible from beginning to the end. Then I said, I can't do it no more. If I'm going to be hated as a Jew, I will be Jew. And therefore, Rabbi, got a circumcision. I got pricking because in Germany wasn't allowed that. And all of this was done by the rabbis. And I'm a new man. And I go to death camps, and I speak all over the world. And I speak in colleges, universities, United States Army bases in Fort Raleigh, Kansas, Fort Benning, Georgia. And I don't need no more pain because I believe Hashem. I believe Hashem.
Right.
And that's just the stories, quick stories of all things until you read my book. We wrote the book. And the book is more than just a testimony. And I show pictures when I speak. I show the pictures because most people don't even know how many death camps there were. If I would ask you, tell me how many death camps there were.
I would have no idea.
Now take a guess.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 or something.
How about 46,500?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
So nobody ever talks about that. Always we talk about 2 things. Auschwitz. Auschwitz. Really. How about Stuttgart? How about Treblinka? How about, Helmno? How about Mauthausen? All of those different major camps was almost 4,000. But remember, every camp have sub-camps. And there were factories. So there was all of this is forced labor. We analyze that. You can go to Holocaust Museum and you can find out. But nobody wants to know. No one wants to learn. But we have to speak. And since I'm 74 years of age, I will speak out.
Very good. Let's take this caller. Caller, welcome to the show. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Since I'm 74 years of age, I will speak out.
There's about a 20-second lag. He's actually listening to us talk right now.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn it down. I
Yes.
wanted to say hello to my brother, Kefa. This is Gavriel, Archie, from
Archie Honeycutt.
Texas.
Archie, how are you, my friend?
Oh, wonderful. I'm just, I'm sitting here, so much relating to what you're going through as we, you just moved from Houston. You missed all the water down there, but my heart was thinking about you, and thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank you for sharing your story with William's audience. I think it is so much needed to hear how once you turn back to Judaism and your faith, how these people who say they love the Jewish people so much really show their true colors. So, William, thank you, and thank you so much for letting me say hello to my dearest.
You're
dearest
very
friend.
welcome, and thank you for telling me of Moshe, of as you call it, Kifa, Peter, Moshe. It's all the events are playing back in my mind now. How you called me first, told me about this guy, and then I called him, and then we talked briefly, and then we lost track of time and each other, and then I go to Houston, and he's there, and it's like, oh, this is the same guy. Oh my gosh, we've got to get forward. So thank you, Archie, for linking us together. This is it's been a joy so far, a sad one, but it's good to have him sitting
He
here.
is, there is, William, I've known two great people in my life. One is Rabbi Chaim Richmond, and the other is Moshe. He is just so precious. So you guys have a wonderful night, and peace and a blessing to both of you.
Thank you for calling. Shalom, shalom. Okay.
Yeah, this is my friend Archie. Been with him for many years. I know him, met his family. He's got the most beautiful family, and it was a pleasure to be with him and spend time with him, really. And I always cherish him as a friend.
That's awesome.
And I always pray for his family.
Wonderful. Yeah, we've spent some very valuable phone time together, and so we probably should be back on the phone again soon, I'm guessing. So, okay, continue on, dear brother. Continue on.
Okay, and you see, and since I started to going back to Judaism, and I research it, and I tell people, just read the Bible. Read your own Bible. Don't start reading Hebrew and all of that.
Right.
Read your own Bible, where it's all came from. Who wrote the testimony in the New Testament? Do you even know who wrote
Right.
it? When was written? Oh, they tell you, that you have to trust. Trust in what? Did you ever been in Rome? No. I said, did you ever research Rome? Did you went to Greece? No, you never. So how can you know what is in this book? Where it's all come from? Did you research other religion?
Mm-hmm.
And I know Tovia Singer explained excellent in his books. Because those books, when he signed it to me, he said, Moshe, read them. And he changed my heart, 100%. My rabbi also told me, read his book. Same thing. And every single book I read is always the same. Torah never changes.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 books of Torah never changes. There is you read New Testament, and through generations from country to country, it changes.
Right.
Because I speak Polish, and I read Polish. Die sprechen auch deutsche Sprache, and all of that is different. It's different in those books. And now I have a chance to even from England to the King James version, when was changed, and all that, and everything is lie, and I cannot deal with that anymore. If we can forgive Holocaust and say Holocaust didn't happen, how can you believe something somebody tells you, believe in this? I said, where did you get this idea? Who wrote that? What he don't know, but trust me. How can I trust a man in a pulpit? How can I believe in him? When he don't know himself, he can even give me one answer. don't challenge me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to challenge. When I see something, and I'm seeing Luke, and I see Matthew, tell me something about JC. Well, he can tell you, just trust. Well, read the Bible. He tells me to read. Yeah, I'm reading, but it doesn't fit. Well, you're just a troublemaker. How come I'm a troublemaker? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to associate with you. But when I ask Rabbi, this is sit down with you, they tell you that this and this. Oh, that makes sense. Like Rabbi, any Rabbi. My Rabbi, for instance, Rabbi Wobi, every time I ask him a question, he tells me. And that's what it's all about.
Mm.
And I'm glad I came home. I'm so glad I came home. I tell you that. And it's not to hate anybody. I don't hate anybody.
Right.
I don't hate the German people. As a matter of fact, I went to Germany. I spent months and months and months in Germany, and I led the people through forgiveness. And you should see the people I have. People the children didn't even know that the fathers or the grandfathers was an SS officer, Gestapo agent, who killed thousands and thousands of people.
Oh, my.
And you imagine you have the SS officer standing in front of you. My wife could tell you the stories is unbelievable. Lead person through forgiveness. I have one lady in one of the churches who had a gun and the person was ready to blow her head off.
Mm.
The children I'm speaking, if Aki was abused, can you forgive the one who hurt you? Can you forgive the one who abused you? Every one of us want abuse or somebody come against them. But the question is, would you be able to repent? Would you be able to forgive? This is the question. You see, I can, with my testimony, every place I go, I went to military base in Fort Benning, Georgia, and you should see some of the soldiers who come. I mean, they don't have nobody to come to visit them, to help them. And you says, who hurt you? Who abused you? And they cry like babies.
Mm.
And that's what it's all about. If I can embrace someone and lead them to forgive the parents who raped them, or someone who beat them, abused them. There's millions and millions of children today who've been raped by the parents, and nobody takes no actions. Schools don't want to deal with it. Nobody.
Right.
When I go, I willingly help those people. Lead them through that forgiveness so that they can be free. This is what it's all about. My testimony, I just give you short testimony because if I would take it would take months.
Sure.
To tell you the pain, the suffering we went through as a children.
Mm. Wow.
Just like even right now, my last friend in Poland, he is dying. And he asked me, can I come? Yeah, I'm going next week. I'm going to Poland to be with him. Because that's who I am. I will never abandon anyone, my friend or anybody. And then I'm going to go to England to be with my daughter for at least for 2 days or 3 days, whoever it is. Because that's what I do. I go from city to city, from base to base, or to college to college. Next month, in September, I'm going to be in Phoenix. I'm going to speak in about 4 or 5 colleges.
Yeah.
And every year, I get the same invitation. Would you please come? Your testimony is vital to us.
Yes.
We need to learn what happened because history repeating herself right now.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to know, but it's coming. They don't coming just for us, they're coming for all of you. How are you going to protect your children?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say it's okay, take him? No, we all have to stand up. We have to put that garbage aside. We bleed the same way. We die the same way. Nobody lives forever. And we have to help one another. Look what's happening right now in Houston. Maybe we can learn something from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even people stealing from people.
Yeah, right.
You know, come on. Enough is enough. To steal from someone who's in misery, who's swimming underwater, and you're going to go rob his home. How can that be? We've been in a Hurricane Andrew. I can tell you stories from that too. It's unbelievable what happened. You know, for a glass of water, they try to rip you off $100 to, you know, whatever. I see in the papers, and also, you know, different people try to gouge people. We have to stop it.
Yeah.
You know, Hashem will not put up with this garbage.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, time is coming, and you better be ready. You better be ready.
Right.
You know.
So, Moshe, tell us.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your book. I've got an image of it on screen right now. I'd like you to show me the book too, because I want to see show people how thick the book is. Because sometimes I get intimidated by novels. This looks like a pretty easy read, which would definitely be pretty easy to get through. And from what I've heard, once you pick up the book, make sure you have plenty of time set aside, because you're probably not going to want to set it down. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, the book is a little bit more details on the, you know, how it happened in Poland and all of that. You know, because if you tell a story, you do, in the schools usually you got a, you know, 45 minutes, an hour, sometimes, you know, and you can't fit everything. But people want to know more about the Holocaust, or they maybe want to know more about something else, you know, so you skip things. And in the books, they give you more details about the abuses we went and everything, you know, the death camp itself and all of that. You know, because most people don't have no clue even where Stuart lies, you know. They never heard of it. You know, and that's what give you idea that there's more camps. You know, my daughter wrote, and she says, my stepdaughter wrote this for me. I dictated to her, and she's a professor in college in Phoenix. And she wrote it, and she said, this book have to be put up, you know, have to be put. And then I'm changing few details, because I add a page to this book and mine. I will send you this book, because there's the last page going to be, and is a missing piece, because this book is piece by piece,
Right.
but that one missing piece that I came to
Right.
Hashem and how I did it, you know, and to God and obey His commandments.
Gotcha.
But mostly it's very, I suggest whoever going to read this book, take a lot of tissue. Don't let the babies, young girls, you know, maybe like 10, 12, don't let them read it, maybe
Okay.
14. And because it's very, very intense book. Because I don't hide things. I don't believe hiding, you know, putting wonderful, you know.
Right, sure.
You know, Germany was so nice, you know, all of this, you know. No, that's what happened, you know.
Right.
And, you know, to have that many death camps, you had to know how many people died. You know,
Right.
people always talk about 6 million Jews, but that's a lie. There's more people died than you think. Close to 20 million people.
Mm.
You're not just only the Jewish people. Our people died. How many children? They're still uncovering mass graves. Even Ukrainians and the Lafayette and all of those places where I go, they're still digging out mass graves. And you usually think mass grave, what I'm talking about, is not 5, 10 people, it's about 20,000, 10,000, all that. That's a lot of people.
Right.
You know, and we have to tell the truth. It's enough to stop this lying and deceiving to one another. And now you wonder why Germany, the way the Germany is, right now they're accepting anybody because they have a guilt, because they don't want to help the Jewish people who really suffer. You know, that's what it's all about. They got a guilt,
Mm-hmm.
but they're going the wrong way.
Right.
And I'm not ashamed to say it, because that's how it is, you know.
Unbelievable.
There's more story to my life than you think. If I were to open the whole book, you wouldn't believe it. You know,
we may have
story.
we would have to have probably 3 or 4 hours to just get a general overview, I'm guessing. So tell us.
But maybe we will. Maybe.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. Give what you said.
Would you tell everybody where they can find your book? Most people go to Amazon.
Well, they can go
search
to
for
Amazon.
Okay.
And also we have on a Twitter, that the book is on I don't know what they call it. Just look like a computer, but you read it.
Oh yeah, Kindle.
Kindle, that's
Kindle
the one.
e-books.
They can get on that as well.
Right. Gotcha.
And I suggest so that people be aware what is happening. It's happening exactly the same way.
Right.
The same exactly the way. You might change the names, you might change the actors, but everything's happening the same, And I just say, prepare yourself, folks. Please, don't be stupid. Not everything is wonderful. Look at what happened 9/11. Look what happened.
Right.
Do they change us? No, we're not. Even we'll become worse. Think about it.
Right.
People protesting that do the statues because it offends them.
Yeah, right. Right.
Come on, offend you what?
Right.
Why don't you go to Russia and take their statue down? See what happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or go to the Arab countries, take their statue down.
Boy, oh boy.
If they have a statue of Muhammad, go take it down, the statue. I want to see you. I want to see those same jerks who do this go over there and do it.
Right.
I hate to say it, but that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, Moshe, it's been I really appreciate your time, and
you're welcome.
I'm very sorry for waiting so long to get you in the studio for this testimony, but I'm glad it finally happened, and so it has truly been my humble pleasure to have you here on the show, and I hope you have a wonderful, safe travels on your journeys, and very, very prosperous. And I just bless you very much. Thank you, and thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Remember, you can get get the book Piece by Piece at Amazon. You can also get it on Kindle, like he mentioned, and you can contact him at peterloth.com is a website, and there you'll have a contact us page if you'd like to reach him directly. Go to there, find the contact us page, and send him an email through that resource. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, and thank you, my dear friend Moshe. Shalom, shalom to you and to all your viewers out there. We'll see you guys later. Nitro.